The Fermi Paradox is a problem that asks, where are all the aliens in the universe? Why haven't we visited or heard from anyone else if life is so abundant? Have you guys heard about the Fermi Paradox? What are the possible solutions for the Fermi Paradox? Watch the full video to find the answers. Welcome back to Salty Space. In this video, we will look at the terrifying solution of the Fermi Paradox. Let's start our video. The Fermi Paradox refers to the contradiction between the high probability of extraterrestrial intelligence and the lack of evidence for such beings. A pair of researchers from the Carnegie Institution for Science and the California Institute of Technology have proposed a solution to the Fermi Paradox. Wong and Stuart Bartlett argue in their study published in the Journal of Royal Society Interference that no aliens from other worlds have visited Earth due to superlinear scaling, which they claim leads to a singularity. Enrico Fermi, a scientist, questioned a colleague several years ago why aliens from outer space had not visited Earth. The two agreed that, given the vastness of the universe, intelligent life on Earth alone seemed impossible. As a result, Fermi famously inquired, "Where are they?" The research team has attempted to solve that riddle in this new effort. They began by researching the rise and fall of human civilizations throughout history. They then analyzed the history of great cities and discovered that most grew to a certain point before collapsing. They hypothesized that rising and collapsing extraterrestrial space civilizations would result in one of two outcomes. Initially, society would become aware that it was becoming too vast and would quit traveling or to colonizing other worlds. In the second, they would fail to recognize their error and thus collapse. Both scenarios would result in the same result. The aliens would not visit us or even demonstrate evidence of their existence. The distance between them and us would be too prohibitively long. The researchers refer to their idea as superlinear scaling, which states that a civilization increases exponentially, invading other worlds until it cannot meet the energy demands of ongoing invasions. If they did not act, they would eventually approach a singularity, a point of no return from which they would be unable to salvage their civilization. They point out that if not for the great distances traveled, humans would almost certainly be able to detect evidence of an alien civilization on the verge of collapsing because it would generate amounts of enormous energy. But why are these possibilities so terrifying? Realizing we are the only living existence in the cosmos can be intimidating. While this would allow us to explore our solar system and populate planets, the anomalous survival of only one civilization could be a terrible indicator for the almost inevitable demise of every culture that has ever existed and attempted to survive. It implies that the inanimate universe is intrinsically hostile to life. However, if evidence of other extraterrestrial civilizations were discovered, our fears would be allayed, right? That would imply that the cosmos is quite habitable and conducive to the survival and expansion of civilization. Nonetheless, our predicament would be comparable to that of the early Earth explorers. They were unsure about Earth's shape, relative position of the planet concerning other landmasses, and most crucially, whether they were secure from future raids and assault by hostile civilizations. However, as time passed and cultures came into contact and began trade, the fears and hostilities decreased. Although battles continued to erupt, there was less fear of the unknown. Today, international organizations such as the United Nations exist to improve international relations and handle problems amicably. If we juxtapose the exploration and growth of civilization on early Earth with the cosmos, we might have an intergalactic federation similar to the UN and the potential for everlasting peace throughout the whole world in the future. Except, according to the Dark Forest idea, this will never happen. Cixin Liu proposed a few axioms of cosmic sociology, a field that tries to investigate and forecast the relationships between cosmic civilizations to arrive at the grim conclusion that the Dark Forest theory is correct. The following are direct quotes from the book. 1. Survival is the primary need of civilization. 2. Civilization continuously grows and expands, but the total matter in the universe remains constant. The first premise essentially states survival of the fittest. Civilizations will do anything to survive because that is their fundamental motivation. The second axiom states that cosmic civilizations will have to compete for limited resources available in the universe to expand. The exhaustibility of resources may appear unfathomable given the vastness of space, but as resources are indeed limited, unless civilizations discover a means to harness dark energy, it will remain that way. These axioms may appear to apply to civilizations or nations on Earth since time immemorial. Civilizations on Earth have been at odds over survival and resources. So, what distinguishes our condition from the universe? Cixin Liu introduces two assumptions here. 1. Chains of suspicion, and 2. Technological explosion. To highlight the significance of the first premise, suppose that all extraterrestrial civilizations can be divided into two types, benevolent and malicious. Malevolent civilizations are warmongers who will attack other civilizations whenever they see fit. Human civilizations are not warmongers. They will not attack other civilizations unless they believe they are threatened. So either your decision is yes, in which case you assault and kill the civilization you encounter, or you engage in an infinite chain of suspicion with the other civilization. Why is this not a problem among nations on Earth? Because of two factors: the relative speed of communication on Earth and the people's cultural and biological commonalities. Any misunderstanding or miscommunication can be resolved by quickly sending a response, and communication is now lightning fast thanks to the internet. Furthermore, because we are of the same species, we understand each other, so the chains of suspicion end at some point. However, communications in space may take years, depending on the distance between civilizations. Furthermore, it would be challenging to explain goals adequately due to cultural and particular characteristics, even with a common language. As a result, chains of suspicion are a significant issue in interstellar communication. Assume you discover that the newly met culture is evil and must be exterminated. You also find that they are substantially technologically inferior to you. You salivate at using your machine guns to demolish their swords and shields. However, there is one minor snag. Their world is far away, and it would take nearly 150 years to get there. You have hibernation technology, so survival on the journey is not a concern. So, what's the issue? It's also feasible that by the time you arrive at the civilization 150 years later, they will have invented and mastered the usage of laser cannons that will blow your machine guns out of the water. But how exactly? A civilization can undergo a period of rapid technological growth in which its very face changes. Thinks it's impossible? We are currently seeing a technology boom of our own. Consider how quickly we progressed from ancient calculators to modern cell phones in just 150 to 200 years. So, based on the two assumptions, you can't let them live, but you can also not overtly attack them. So, what do you know now? The dark forest theory is the product of this conundrum. According to the belief, the cosmos is a dark forest, and each civilization is a silent, armed hunter moving slowly and quietly. The hunter cannot communicate his whereabouts, and if he comes into contact with anyone, a predator, another hunter, even a harmless herbivore, his only option is to eliminate them. The mismatch between the high possibility of alien presence and the absence of evidence pointing to their existence is known as Fermi's conundrum. There are numerous harmless solutions to the problem, such as a lack of communication or transit technology, intelligent civilizations being too far apart, and so on. On the other hand, the dark forest theory offers a truly terrible explanation for the dilemma. It indicates that every civilization on its planetary system is either waiting in radio silence or stealthily and mercilessly murdering everybody it comes across without revealing its presence. You get a scary picture when you combine it with the terrible quiet that pervades the universe. And if the idea is correct, should we really be sending out signals in the hopes of contacting and communicating with potential nearby extraterrestrial civilizations? Scientists may be the only ones in the cosmos, but scientists aim to find out in the next few years. Ongoing missions, such as NASA's Perseverance rover on Mars, could provide crucial information. If we can find some even rudimentary life on Mars or another planet, such as an ice moon of Jupiter or Saturn like Europa or Enceladus, we will have proof that life has grown up in at least two places, Earth and this other globe. In such a case, it would imply that life is not limited to our planet. That would boost the possibility of other sentient species, like ourselves, existing in our galaxy and beyond. That concludes today's video. Have you experienced any scary situations like this? Comment your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching and for your continued support. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Here are some fantastic videos that we think you will enjoy. Click on the left or right video to watch it.